Okay. Woo. All right. Oh man. Okay. Let's see if. Okay. Let me see if there are any. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. All right. It says audience 2. Okay. I'm just trying to. Sorry, guys. Hey. Okay. I'm just trying to get my computer and my camera set up. I probably should have did this before I even came in here, but the life, of an entrepreneur mom is crazy. Oh wow, I got stuff behind me, but okay, yeah, we gotta just run with it. Okay, so welcome, ladies, and I just want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. We are gonna have a good time, and I am hoping that you all ask lots of questions. I'm gonna answer questions. And if you stay till the end, which right now I have us scheduled at about an hour, but it's probably not going to be an hour. It's probably going to be more like 30 or 40 minutes, unless you have questions and we go on a little longer than that, but it really should not be an hour. I always schedule an hour, but it never lasts an hour. So I just want to welcome you and say thank you so much for tuning in tonight to Online Dating, the Feminine Power Way. And I'm a little excited about this. This is the first time that I've ever presented this information. I work with lots of ladies and a couple of guys, and they always have questions about online dating. So people who work with me, people who know me, know that's not my ideal way to meet your mate, but it looks like people want to do this. So people want to do this. I mean, and so you know what? I got to teach you the skills. I got to teach you how to do this effectively so that you can get the most out of your online dating experience. So I said, okay, I'm going to do a webinar on online dating, websites or apps, whichever ones that you work with or use to meet people, because apparently it's the thing to do. It's what people are doing. So it's what it is. Thank you, Jen Lee. She says she can see me. Unfortunately, I can't see you all. The platform that I use does not allow me to kind of see all of the participants, but it does allow me to chat back and forth with you. So if you are here, if this is either your first time coming into a webinar or not, just give me a thumbs up or say yay, or let me know you're here. Let me know if you can hear me. That's the most important thing. Jen Lee said, I can see you. I want to know if you can hear me as well. And hopefully everything is clear. Yes, there we go. Is it Shakel? Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to show you some slides. I'm going to talk with you a little bit, and please ask questions. There's going to be time at the end where you are welcome to ask questions, but if you have questions, I'm going to keep my eye on the chat and I'm going to answer them kind of as you ask them, okay? All right, so this is Online Dating, the Feminine Power Way. And if you are familiar with my work, it is all about the feminine power way. It's all about mastering your feminine power to get the best out of your relationships as a woman. That's what it's all about. When you are a feminine power woman, a feminine energy woman, men are magnetically drawn to you. Men cannot stay away from you. When I tell you, I get my ladies to use these techniques, and within a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks, they're telling me all kinds of amazing stories about things that are happening in their life. These techniques work. Now, one of the things I tell people about the work that I personally do with women when it comes to coaching is that my tagline is vintage love in a modern day world. And so I believe There are skills that my grandmother, her mother, that they had that landed them a great guy, that helped them to get married and stay married and settle down and having children and all that great stuff. They had skills, they had tools and tips. And I, absorbed all of that. I really absorbed all of that. I really applied all of that. And it works. It really does work. I want us to get back to that time where we are using some of the best advice that our grandmothers, great grandmothers have given us. We're using it today. We are seeing a shift. We're seeing a shift right now in the culture where there are women who are so deeply ingrained in their masculine that they can't even fully enjoy being a woman. And that's very sad to me. There are women who are taking care of men, who are paying all the bills, who are doing everything at home, taking care of their children, going out and working. They're doing everything and they are exhausted. They are completely and utterly exhausted. And that has got to stop. That culture shift has to stop. We're seeing more men take on the role of women and women take on the role of men. And it is an exhausting thing. It doesn't feel good. Women lose their glow when they are too far over into their masculine. I believe that there are all kind of health problems that come out of that. So there are a lot of detriment to being in your masculine 24/7 all the time. And what I teach my ladies is I want you to return to your feminine. I want you to return to that side of you. And that's really the most powerful side of you when it comes to dating and relationships. Men are absolutely drawn to it. They are powerless against it. And I want to teach you how to use those skills to not only get, but keep an amazing guy who is absolutely mesmerized by you. That's the most important thing. This is the guy you've always wanted, the guy who would move mountains for you. That's the type of guy you're going to attract when you use your feminine power. Okay, so brought to you by Better Love Movement. And I encourage you to check out www.betterlovemovement.com. We have a lot of great tools. We have the podcast there. We have a lot of new products that I'm very proud of. I'm going to give some away at the end of this. Okay, so why use online dating to meet someone? Okay, so let me be honest. A lot of my clients are telling me, hey, I'm busy. I don't go out. All I do is work. Unless the guy is coming to my job or coming to my door delivering Amazon, I don't know how else I would meet a man, and online dating is just, that's the thing. That's what everybody's doing. If I might be so honest, people are online dating today because they're lazy. They're lazy. Lazy people online date. People who lack basic social skills online date. Okay. And there are a lot of great people who do the online dating thing because they're frustrated because so many people have just stopped doing the traditional meeting people and dating thing. But the reality is, a lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to get the most out of online dating. How to continue to use the feminine power skills I'm going to teach you and be successful in online dating. Okay? All right. One, it's easy to look and find potential matches. So that's one of the answers to why people online date. But I already told you, most of the time it's because people are lazy. But it's so easy. It's so available. It's open 24/7. I mean, you could be in your pajamas looking at guys, swiping. You could be on the train. You could be anywhere doing this. So clearly, it is very easy. It's very convenient, and that's fine. I can't fight that. So that's the main reason why a lot of people tell me they utilize online dating. Okay. So pros of online dating or app dating. it is easy to find potential men for dating and relationships. I get it. 24/7. Again, it's always on. You can always go to it day or night. And you can look at men's pictures, read their profiles. Most of the time, it's pretty affordable, right? It's a low cost or free. There's some amazing apps out there that are free, which is, fantastic. And for the most part, it's relatively private and discreet. So every now and again, I'll have clients that'll tell me, I'm on this online dating app and it's like, I saw a picture of my doctor or I saw a picture of somebody I work with. So every now and again, just know that if you're doing this, you could run across people you know. It's happened to me. I've been on an online dating app and seen people I know who are also on an online dating app. So it's really funny. And we see each other in real life. And we'll say, yeah, you're on Tinder, right? So it happens. But for the most part, I want to believe, it's relatively discreet. And what I do like about it is that it allows you to interact with men and they technically don't have your phone number. They don't know where you live. That's the part of it that is pretty private. So, but the cons, oh my gosh, let's talk about the cons. Too many bad matches. So if you get 100 men responding to your amazing ad that I'm going to talk to you about today and help you write, 100 men out of those 100, you may see 3 that you are actually interested in, right? That's a whole lot of guys you are not interested in. So that's the number one reason. It's just too many bad matches, over and over and over. There are a high percentage of men on dating apps that just are not serious. Let me run some numbers by you. And this is research that I have done. I did this research over an entire year where I went on an online dating app, several, and the percentages are something like 50 to 55% of men on these apps are involved, are married, are in relationships. 55%. That's kind of high, okay? Then you have another 20, 25% that don't want anything serious, don't want anything real. They want to have sex or they want to message you just to be messaging you. They have no interest in meeting you in person. They have no interest in being in a relationship. That's another huge number. So 55%, right? Married or in a relationship, engaged, dating somebody. Then you got another 25% that they don't want anything real. They want to have sex. So what's that? 80%? We're up to 80% of the men on there are that they're disqualified. And then we have maybe 10% of them that they're not who they say they are. They're scammers or, they're trying to use people for money. They're just not who they say they are. And maybe out of that, and so we're done with that. We're at 90%. There may be 10% of men on there that are real, that are genuine, that actually want what you want, 10%. So I want you to really think about that. The matches are too far away. That happened to me when I was doing my research, where I would find really great guys, genuine guys. They were 200 miles away, 300 miles away, 500 miles away. And my lifestyle, I wasn't going to be traveling back and forth, seeing them. So that was very frustrating. Men who just want to message through the app. And hey, ladies, if you've been on these apps, you already know, there are men who simply want to be entertained. I don't get it. I don't have that kind of time where I could just be messaging all these different people, but they're doing it, okay? Or it could be potentially dangerous to meet up with these men. So again, there's about 10% of these men that mean you no good. They're scammers, they're weirdos, something's wrong with them, they're sociopaths, and so it can be dangerous to meet these men. So that's a real thing. All right, so the older versions of online dating, because I've been out and around for a minute, they were predominantly websites. They were websites online. You had to have your laptop or your desktop computer, and you went on and you messaged, and it was an interesting world because most people don't have their computer up and loaded and open all day long. So it was kind of like when you had time, you went on it and you saw who messaged you or who winked at you or who, but now we have, boy, the apps, it has changed the game. So the dating apps, I mean, if they're on your phone, you're taking your phone everywhere, and you have the potential to meet a man on your app anywhere. You can be sitting at the lunch table at work, or you could be out in the park, you could be at home, you could be anywhere, and you can interact with men online through your phone. Okay, so the best dating websites and apps. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the more well-known ones. There were a couple that I did not include, but I'll talk a little bit about them. Okay, the first one is Match. Now, Match is kind of an old school dating website / app. It's been out for a while. It is one of the older dating websites. It's been out since the 90s. And I personally, I give Match a thumbs up. I think it is a good and productive way in which to interact with people online, meet men online. I think there are a lot of men on there who are genuine. Now, Match does offer a paid service in order for you to actually exchange messages, talk to people. You really gotta pay to play. It's not one of those services that you're going to get the most out of if you're not paying for it, but it's relatively reasonable. I want to say I got a 3-month subscription on Match, and it was like $40, $45. And considering most of the matches I got on Match were actually pretty good matches. I mean, there were a couple of guys where they weren't bad guys, we just weren't a good fit. And for the most part, I find most people, because they're paying, they were genuinely interested in meeting someone and finding someone. But still, the percentages stand where there were still a lot of married guys, there were still a lot of guys in relationships, engaged, dating someone already. But I'll say this, if they're on there for a long period of time, they're continuing to pay for it, chances are they're probably genuine. They probably are looking for someone in which to meet, mate, date, relate, okay? But there are a lot of cool things about Match. One of the things I thought was really neat is Match actually has live and in-person like meetups. They have live and in-person events. I've been to several, and they were really interesting, and I got to meet some people live and in person, and I thought that was really neat. So I give a thumbs up to Match. Check it out. All right, Tinder. Now, Tinder, woo. Okay, so Tinder had a bad rap. I remember the year that Tinder was started. I remember it. And I remember, a coworker actually saying to me, hey, yeah, they've got this new app. It's called Tinder, but it's like a hookup app. It's basically where there's just a bunch of random people on there, and they're just looking for people close to them, near to their location that want to have sex. And so that was just what it was, or what I thought it was. That's what it was explained to me, is that basically Tinder was this thing where people found people within close proximity that wanted to hook up, and they met up and had sex. And I was like, oh my gosh, something like this actually exists and people are doing it? This is insane. So that's the word on the street when it first started. But here's what I will say. Tinder does appeal to a younger demographic, but in the last year, maybe 2 years, Tinder, in my opinion, has grown up. I have seen people on Tinder 40s, 50s, 60 years old. And Tinder is truly what you make it. So if you are looking for something genuine, then you're going to only respond to genuine men, to genuine, messages or people who actually want to date. And really, that's every app. That's every website. I always tell women, I don't want you to believe that going online means that the men, all want to have sex, all want to hook up. I don't believe that. I believe that it's whatever you make it, whether it's in person or online. I just want you to use the skills we're going to learn tonight regardless. So you're going to use the skills I'm going to give you, whether it's in person or online. It is no different. But Tinder has grown up. Tinder is now being used by a huge demographic that's over 40. And I have met some people who had good success stories on Tinder. I have a couple right now who's in premarital counseling who met on Tinder. So that being said, yes, you can meet people who are genuine on Tinder. Bumble. So while Tinder, which was a slide before, I'll give it a somewhat thumbs up, right? Bumble, for the feminine power woman, I give a great big thumbs down. And let me explain why. So Bumble thought that by creating this app, it was, I guess, doing women a favor by making it so that the female reaches out to the male, right? So the man can't contact the woman unless she has shown interest in him first. And that's just not the feminine power way. The feminine power way is not a woman who is engaging a man first. The hard and fast rule is the person who speaks first is male. So if I walk up to a man and I engage a man in a flirtatious, wordy, kind of way, I'm the man. I am the pursuer and he is the pursuee. And that is not what I teach, ladies. We are always being pursued. We are allowing men to engage us and to pursue us. And then we can either respond and be open and receptive or not, right? And if we're not interested, we're not interested. And that's it. We go on and we allow another man to pursue us. So what I don't like about Bumble is this app believes that, okay, we're giving the women the power, we're giving them the power to determine who they like, who they want to reach out to, and who they want. Yeah, that's not the feminine way. That's not the feminine way, because the men are sitting back and the women are becoming the pursuer. And so I give Bumble a big thumbs down. It is definitely not one of my favorite apps. I don't recommend it. Okay, Cupid. This is another one that's been out for a minute. It is interesting. There are some interesting men on here and some interesting matches. Large demographic. I would say, though, the biggest demographic for OkCupid is under 40. And, I give it kind of a middle thumb. It's not really a thumbs up. There's things about it and the app and the website and stuff that's really just not, it's not stylish. It's not, I don't know. It can be difficult to navigate. There's some things in it that are fun, but for the most part, not that great. I wouldn't, I'd kind of middle of the road, recommend it. Next is eHarmony. So eHarmony has also been out for a minute. This was one of the ones that came out right after Match. And one thing I will say about eHarmony that I actually like, but this can be kind of dicey, is that eHarmony is probably one of the most expensive apps or dating websites. It's pretty expensive. There's a lot of science that goes behind eHarmony. There's a huge, oh my gosh, this thing that you have to fill out that has, all of your information. It asks you all these questions. I mean, it is really, really involved. But the good news is, because there's all this psychology and science behind all these assessments you have to take, they're saying that the likelihood of you matching with someone through eHarmony that you will get along with, that you share values with, is really high. And I believe that. I've done it before. It's been years ago, but I've done eHarmony before. And the matches were really great. I felt like, wow, this is really good. There's lots of science behind this. The downside, boy, whew, you cannot see pictures of your potential matches unless you're paying. So you've got to pay. You've got to pay to take all the assessments, and then you've got to pay to even see the people. So if you get matched with someone, you have to pay, and the fee is pretty hefty. I want to say it's like $40 or $50 a month, or maybe more. It's expensive, but you got to pay because you'll take some assessments. They'll match you with someone that seems like a good fit, and you don't have pictures of each other. And the other thing I don't like is because people who are engaging with eHarmony, there's not that many people, to be honest. And that person that you match with may be 200 miles away. I noticed that happening a lot. Like there were men 200, 300, 400 miles away. They seemed great, but they were far away because not that many people use eHarmony. I want to say the demographic for eHarmony is older. So it's like 35, 40 and up. So if you're not in that age range or not looking for someone in that age range, I would, probably leave eHarmony alone. Okay. Plenty of Fish. So Plenty of Fish is super duper popular. There's tons and tons of people on it. Bad news is those percentages I gave you earlier, they definitely apply to Plenty of Fish. There are 55, maybe 60% of men on there are married, in relationships, engaged, unavailable, period. And it's saturated. Plenty of Fish is incredibly saturated. And the reason being is because it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So if you're a guy that just wants to fool around and engage women and you got a wife at home and you don't, you can't have a charge coming out of your joint checking account that says Plenty of Fish, you're gonna go on here and you're gonna engage women and talk with them and maybe share some pictures back and forth. It's free. And so there's a lot of foolishness on Plenty of Fish. So again, be very careful on this particular dating app because it is so saturated. It is free. And boy, can you tell by the quality of people that are on it. So Plenty of Fish, I would give a great big thumbs down to Plenty of Fish. Sorry. Okay. Zoosk. Okay. So Zoosk is another one. It came out around the same time as OkCupid. I don't like the name. I think the name is dumb. And it is very much like your bare bones, basic dating website, dating app. Not that great. Not a lot of people use it. They do allow you to get away with doing a lot of things without having to pay, but that's because there are a lot of ads on it. So if you don't like ads and you don't like seeing all that stuff, stay away from this one. Stay away from Zeus. Sorry. Okay. How to manage your matches. Okay, so here's the thing. I have ladies that I work with. They're like, Anita, I went on some of the apps you told me, and I wrote my profile the way you told me. I did the 5 pictures the way you told me. And oh my gosh, there's like thousands of matches, right? So more like maybe 30. So there's like 30 people that have reached out to them or matched with them. And out of maybe 30 matches, maybe you'll get 15, maybe half of those guys will actually message you. That's another thing that's really annoying to me is there are people you will match with and they won't even message you. Like it's beyond weird. But again, 55 to 60% of them are married or in relationships. So just keep that in mind. So how do you manage your matches? You have lots and lots of men, lots and lots of matches. How do you manage them? How do you keep track? All right, so I always encourage my ladies, you are going to date multiple men. You will date more than one man until one of those men asks you to be exclusive and committed. That is the thing. We women, we are amazing multitaskers. And I want you to use your multitasking skills when you're dating more than one man. Here's a great tip. I used it. I got those 3.5 by 5 cards or even the 5 by 7 cards. And I would write a man's name at the top. And when we talked or text, I would make sure to take notes. I would purposely write things that to me were important for me to remember, his birthday or some sort of thing that was his favorite thing, or his dog died when he was 9 or whatever. I would make notes on those. And every time I would engage, I would just make little notes so I could kind of keep track. I recommend that you date at least 3 men at a time. And the reason being is because we women, we are just so wonderful. We're so loving. We're so kind. And we will start dating a guy or talking to a guy. And before long, we're giving it our all, way before we should. And we've really got to step back. We've got to date more than one man so that this guy isn't calling, or if this guy isn't texting, or if haven't heard from this guy in 3 days, I am not tempted to reach out. I am not tempted to call him. And you know why? Because we ladies are, oh my gosh, when I say we overfunction, overfunctioning is a symptom of the masculine energy, and we want to be in our feminine energy. So avoid overfunctioning. So look at this list. Are you guilty of any of these? Doing favors for men, planning dates and outings, buying things without them asking you to, doing all of the calling, texting, emailing, talking all of the time when you all are together, paying half or all of the check. Oh, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. When he offers to help you, you say, oh no, I got it. I hear that all the time. Doing everything because you don't quite trust him not to mess it up. You know what? The feminine is a receiving energy. It's a receptive energy. It allows people, especially men, to do for us. And we lean back. We lean all the way back, and we allow. That's the feminine way. And even online, we allow. We create an amazing profile. We pick 3 to 5 wonderful pictures. We're smiling in all of those pictures or laughing. We write 3 tight sentences describing ourselves. And then we get to write 5 to 7 sentences about what we're looking for. But we're not going to get too wordy. We're not going to do too much writing because the God's honest truth is a lot of men don't read. Like they're not going to read all that. Your picture says 1,000 words. So it's really important how your pictures look. Very important. What I want you to do before you even start this journey, or maybe you already have, but I need you to take a step back and determine what your standards are now for dating and relating with men. Like what are you going to accept and what are you not going to accept? So here's the first one. This is me all day. I don't take calls or texts after 9, period, the end. And that's everybody. My phone is on do not disturb. I'm in bed by 9:30. I'm up at 5 every day. I do not take calls and texts after 9 o'clock. Maybe it's not 9 for you. It could be 10, 11. I mean, it really is up to you, but decide, like really decide that now and kind of stick to it. Let them know, hey, this is a date. I just don't feel comfortable paying for dates. I have said that more times than I care to tell you, and I've never paid for a date. There are male friends I have that I don't pay when I go out with them. Like, I don't get it, so paying for a date? No. I don't drive to the man. I don't drive him on the date. Those things, you gotta set those standards now. No allowing him to go to your home. You don't go to his home. He may suggest, hey, we should go back to my place and watch a movie, or no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. No discussions of sex. And I'm pretty, again, it hasn't happened much, but I'm pretty like, that's just not appropriate. I feel uncomfortable. I'm very quick to tell a man what is not comfortable for me or what isn't appropriate for me at this time. And no meeting the family or children yet if you have children. So for me, I have some tight boundaries around who gets to meet my children, who gets to meet my family. But I want you to think about that just moving forward. So here are some of my wonderful first date or date ideas. So these are great first dates or even just meeting. I want you to keep it short and sweet. I mean, if you all are getting along like gangbusters, you can hang out a little longer, but it shouldn't be hours and hours and hours. But these are some really great ideas. So my number one that I absolutely love, because I believe that it has the potential to be short and sweet. It has the potential to be very affordable, because remember, I'm not paying. And I want to at least be considerate of the man who is paying. So the first meetup or the first date, I usually recommend be at a coffee house. And whether that's Starbucks, whether that's Panera, whether that's all the other little tiny coffee houses that are tucked into different places all over the city, choose a coffee house or a cafe, order a coffee, a tea, a drink, whatever, and talk. Get to know each other. But this first date, it is oh my gosh, as long as you're not someplace where music is blaring, this is a great first date. And I recommend that it be before nightfall, at least that first date. But hey, if you can't, you can't. But a coffee house, a cafe, this is a wonderful, wonderful place to have your first date. Another one I love is a music festival or a food festival. This is something you'll probably do after a first date, but I've known people to do it on a first date, which I think is really neat. And if it's a food festival, you're like walking around, you're tasting all the different foods, you're talking to each other about what you see and what's going on, or you're listening to music. So I really like this one. If you are athletic like me, you'll go to work out or you'll go for a run in the park. I've done that, or, we've met up in the park. I've met up in the park taking my dog to the dog park and him taking his dog to the dog park. That's another really, really great idea. Walking around the city. Again, these are all amazingly affordable dates. You can stay on it for as long or as little time as you need to, but just meeting up in the city and just walking around, looking at stuff, talking. These are really, really great date ideas. Watching sunsets. This can also be done pretty much anywhere. You can do this on a football field. You can do this in a park. You can do this, pretty much anywhere. But I like the idea of it. I like the idea of coming together before dusk and kind of watching the sunset somewhere. So it's got an interesting feel to it. I like it. Okay, cooking classes. This is another good one. And it is putting together you and this person doing an activity. And that activity may be a little strange to both of you. Like if one or both of you doesn't cook, this may actually come off like, oh, this is not I don't feel naturally comfortable in this setting. But that's good. Like we need to know that. We need to know that you are put into a spot that is not your typical, I've done this 1,000 times, I feel comfortable. That's going to tell you a lot about that person and how they manage that. So I love the cooking class. Okay, so I want you to remember, when you're going on this online dating journey, self-love is imperative. You've got to take care of yourself, because the truth of the matter is, based on these percentages I gave you, you may get discouraged. You may get down. Like you may have a solid week or two where you're not really meeting quality men, or the matches are not what you want. You may get a little discouraged. So it's really important that you take care of yourself, that you love yourself. The one thing I tell my clients is dating period, online, in person, it's fun. It's fun and exciting. It's new, it's interesting. And if it ain't that, it's time to take a break. If you're feeling annoyed, if you're feeling angry, confused, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling like you're not good enough or something's wrong with you, if you're feeling down about it, it's time to take a break. And as soon as you take that break, this is what you go to: self-love. Take care of yourself, put yourself first. You're going to teach people how you want to be treated. You're going to think positive thoughts. You're going to use positive words. You're working on yourself all the time. You're doing things daily that make you feel good, no matter how big or small. You have strong, healthy boundaries. You're gentle with yourself, and you allow yourself to express all of your emotions. So Brene Brown, I'm listening to The Power of Vulnerability now by Brene Brown. It is an amazing read, and it's all about getting back to that part of ourselves, that vulnerable part of ourselves. And believe it or not, that is the feminine way: passive, patient, and vulnerable. The feminine woman is comfortable in her vulnerability. She is totally okay with telling a man she just met, right? That, it's kind of rough out here. Like it's, I've been dating for a minute and it's been kind of rough, Some days I get discouraged. There's something about that level of vulnerability that men love. Men are like drawn to, like a moth to a flame. I want you to try that when you're on your dates, even your first dates. Like, get a little vulnerable because that is the feminine way. All right. Feminine power is knowing that you have great influence, okay? So we women, we are the guardian of connection and relationship, okay? We have thousands of needs in a relationship, in a romantic relationship. Men have 3. They have 3 needs. I've boiled it down to like 3 things that men need. And as long as they're getting those 3, they're good, right? 83% of divorces in our country are initiated by women. It's the women whose needs are not really getting met. But a lot of that is because we're not able to express how our men can meet our needs. And so that's why I'm on this journey, this feminine power journey, to teach women out of their feminine power how to express to a man how to meet their needs. I mean, and it's so simple. It's so easy. I wish I could teach every woman this. Oh my gosh, it would just change. It would change everything. In the words of my famed mentor, Dr. Pat Allen, it's a man's world, but it's a woman's universe. I take great pride in knowing that I, as the woman in my relationship, like I am the guardian of that. I decide in my feminine power how much or how little my man will give to me. I have complete control over that. That is a very powerful stance. And it is not done by telling, demanding. It is not done by ordering. It is not done by nagging. It's not done by any of that. Like, it is really, really amazing. So one of the things that's going to help you on this journey is to know that your mindset is everything. It is so important that you get your mind right, that you be present when you're going on this journey with this online dating, because I have heard a lot of horror stories. I've heard a lot of craziness with the online dating, but you're going to put things in place to protect yourself. You're going to have healthy boundaries, and you're going to get your mind right, right? You've got to be prepared. That's why I gave you those percentages. I hope you wrote those percentages down, because once you go into this and you know that, you don't flip out, right? You don't freak out when you find out a lot of these guys that are messaging you are married. You're like, ooh, let me put him in the 55% category that Anita talked about. Most of these men are married, okay? 25% are, just want sex. Put the guy who's sends you the dick pic, put him in that 25%. See, you know that going in. So you're not like, oh my gosh, like 4 or 5 guys have reached out to me and they're married or in relationships or separated or whatever. You're not freaking out. But see, you got to get your mind right around this. And then if you do find someone who is really great, who is pursuing and doing his role as a masculine, okay, you put him along with 2 others into your rotation of men that you're getting to know. Good, right? You say, okay, great. But your mindset is everything. Being positive. And when these men come, and some of them are not your match, some of them you're not interested in, some of them are rude or crass, okay, I need you to let that roll off. It isn't personal. These are people you've never even met. So if a man makes a rude comment, makes a comment about the way you look or your weight or anything, you should give it this much of your attention. 0. Who cares? I don't know you. That's how much of your energy, effort, and attention you're going to give him. 0. Okay? You're fine. You're good. Okay? So really, that's the biggest part of this, because I've had so many women, they go into this, their mindset isn't good. and they get their feelings hurt, or they get discouraged, or they get annoyed, they get frustrated, they get potentially scammed or whatever. And I'm like, no, you got to have your mindset right. It's all about you. It's all about loving you. It's all about allowing another person to love you. It's not about, I don't say, oh, I'm looking for Mr. Right. No, I'm not looking for anything. I'm allowing the most amazing man I know to love me, to give to me, and to do for me. That's what this game is about. And when he decides, oh my gosh, I don't want to share you with anyone else, then we will become exclusive. And then we'll go into the next level and become committed, get engaged, get married. But I'm not looking for anything. I'm not searching for anything. I'm not pursuing anything. I'm amazing. I'm the crown jewel. I'm worth it. Okay. So I am allowing men to share me. That's what I'm doing. That's what I want for every woman. When you allow a man to share you and your life, that's what it's really about. So your feminine power, that's what attracts him to you. That's it. That softness, that power that isn't even, it's not aggressive. It's like a very calm power. It's a magnetic, it's a sexy, it's a sensual power. That's the power that draws the man to you like a moth to a flame. That feminine, oh, I really need help bringing these bags in. Oh my gosh, I can't get this jar open. Oh, do you think you can change that light bulb for me? Would you do that? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I really need help with this bag. I don't know if I can carry this suitcase to the car. Men want to do for you. They want to do for you. And you have to allow that to happen. A man does for a woman because little by little, he needs to invest in the woman that he's with. And any woman that comes too easy, any woman that gives him something for free, he does not appreciate it. But when a woman makes him earn her love, her caring, her time, her attention, that's the woman that he is like, oh my gosh, when I have this woman all to myself, oh, I've earned it. I've earned it. I have invested in this woman. I have done things for her, given her things. That is the woman. That's the woman. And that's the woman I want you to be. Okay. So we have come to questions, comments. If you have any questions that you want to share in the chat, I want you to do so now. If you have any comments, please share them now. I'm going to give you a second in which to do that. Anybody have any questions, comments? I really want to encourage you to check out the website, www.betterlovemovement.com. There's a lot of great products on there and great services. If you are interested in us talking, if you want to have a consult, I have a 15-minute consult. It's free. It's for everybody. And you can sign up for it on my website. You can send me something through the contact form. You can email me at info@betterlovemovement.com. Yeah, you got lots of options. I have a new ebook that's on there, 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power. We have great new t-shirts that I'm really, really proud of. If you are following me on Instagram at Better Love Movement, I mean, my daughter is modeling the shirts, and I think there's a couple pictures of me modeling the shirts, but I'm really, really proud of these products. There's also some really great MP3 downloads that have affirmations that I really encourage my clients to listen to at night before they go to bed. These affirmations work. Let me tell you, they are powerful. They are some powerful things. So I really encourage you to check out some of those products. Okay, I don't see any questions. I don't see any comments. We're going to go on to the giveaway time. Woo! So I picked 3 numbers. I picked 3 numbers before I came on. between 1 and 25. And if you could type in a number between 1 and 25, and I will pick 3 winners tonight, and I will send you one or two of the 2 of our shirts. So the first one is must-have ring across the front, and across the back it says to ride this thing. That's my abstinence t-shirt, and I'm really proud of that. I love that shirt. The second one is my Better Love Movement t-shirt. It's on the front, kind of over the heart. And then on the back, it says hashtag ladies lean back. That is Better Love Movement's hashtag. I use that all the time, ladies lean back. And it's just a reminder to you that when you're in your feminine, you're leaning back. You're not going forward. You're not pursuing. You're not doing any of that. You are leaning back and you're allowing men to come to you. Okay, so I picked 3 numbers. Okay, I've got to get my screen here. I want you to put your number in the screen, in the comments, and I am going to pick the 3 numbers that are closest to the numbers that I picked. Okay, and then I want you to also in the chat, if I pick your number, put in there your size. And then I'm going to have you email me, and I'm going to get your address through email. So don't send it through here. You're going to email me at info@betterlovemovement.com, your name, your address, and I'm going to mail you the shirt and a little bracelet that says lean back, ladies lean back, okay? All right, so we have Jen Lee. She picked 7, and my first number was 6. All right, woohoo. Okay, Jen. So if you could put your size into the comments for me. All right, and then we have, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Shakel or Shakel? I don't know. She put 22, and the number I picked was 12. So we're gonna give that shirt to her. And if you could, please put your size in the comments, okay? All right, Jen Lee says medium, please, yay. All right, medium shirt. Okay, and we have black or white. So I also want you to choose a color. So do you want black or do you want white? I have, okay, small for Shakel, great. Shakel, okay, there we go. All right, so let me know what color. Okay, and then we have Erica. She put 17, so she was actually close to 12. All right, Erica. Erica, if you could put your size and color, okay? So Erica is also gonna get a shirt tonight, size and color. Okay, so I have Jen down for a medium black shirt. And then I have Shakel down for a small, and I'm waiting to find out her color. And then I have Erica. I'm waiting to, okay, so XL for Erica. Okay, XL black, great. And then Shauna, I got you as 15. I'm going to give you one too. So put your size and the color, black or white, and your size. Okay, awesome. All right. Okay, so Erica got her. I'm just waiting for everybody else to get their size and to get their color. And so what's probably going to happen, because I think the way we have it set up in the site is that I am going to, okay, there we go. Medium black for Shauna. There we go. All right, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I want you all to email me at info, I-N-F-O, at betterlovemovement.com. And what will probably happen is I will give you a code and you're going to go on the website. You're going to put in, you're going to choose the shirt and the size, and then you're going to put in that code, which is going to allow you to get a shirt for free. So that's what I think is going to happen. Instead of me sending it to you, you're going to go through my site. You're going to go under products, pick the shirt you want, pick the size you want, and then you're going to put in your coupon code and it will give you 100% off, okay? That's what I think is going to happen, but I'm going to do that tonight and just confirm so that everybody can order their shirt through the site and get their shirt. It should come in like 2 to 3 days, so email me tonight or tomorrow, and then I'll give you that code, and then you can just go directly on the site, put in that code, and it'll send you the shirt, okay? This has been amazing. Thank you so much to everyone who stayed all the way to the end. I am so happy and thankful to you. If you have any questions or comments, if you ever want to reach me, please do so through my site, or you can email me at info@betterlovemovement.com. Thank you so much. Ladies, have an amazing night. And remember, as I always say, stay open to love.